getting emotional and emotional again, guys. I'm so sorry. I just cannot make a sentence about my son without crying. I miss my son so much. I miss my baby so much. It's just can't. Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, thank you so much for checking me out. Make sure you leave a comment and subscribe and like when you leave. All right, I'm kind of a little bit nervous and uncomfortable today. Oh my gosh. So today's video is going to be about my healing journey, you know, my healing process from the abuse, emotional and physical abuse, you know, from relationships, marriage and separation from my son. Yeah, but I can't tell you everything today within, like, you know, 20-25 minutes. So I'm just gonna give you just a tiny bit. Yes, and I know that this is going to help me, help others, and one day I'm hoping my son will be able to watch this and understand what I've been through, because I'm not talking to my son. I haven't spoken to my son for 3 years, over 3 years. So yes, that's another trauma that I really suffer every day. So yeah, behind the smile there's pain, there's a lot of pain. So yes, let's just get into the story. The abuse starts, I believe, when I was married for the first time. I was married when I was 27, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess I was 27. I lost a lot of memory, you know. It's just I don't really remember a lot of stuff. I think it's because of the, you know, trauma and everything. And you know, I'm sure you heard, like, when you go through anxiety and depression and trauma, you lose memories. Anyhow, but it's gonna come back to you. It's just like, you know, since your mind is living in survival mode, so you just remember what happened recently, you know. That's what I've heard. Yes, anyways, I guess I was married when I was 27 and I had my son when I was 28. Maybe I was married 26 and I had my son 27, something like that. I don't remember exactly. And the abuse started when I was married for the first time. Yes, my son's father is extremely abuser, emotionally and physically. I did not know better. And again, because of my son, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I have a child now, and, you know, it was just, I felt like I had to take everything. The pregnancy, when I was pregnant, I mean, guys, the story is going to be, I'll be moving all over the place, because it's just, you know, it's not easy for me to open up like this. Because I was very much worried about judgment, I guess. Like, nobody would believe me. That's the brainwash. Like, he used to tell me that, oh, nobody would believe you. You live in this big house and you just telling people, like, you know, I did this to, you know, to you. Nobody would believe you. So it was sitting in my mind. Nobody would believe me. So I just kept it inside. I was afraid. And I guess I was afraid that people would be like, you know, it's your choice, you did this, you know. And then I've heard that before, yes, from family members. And, you know, it's just, you put yourself into this situation, so it's your fault, kind of like, take it. Yeah, but, you know, so it started when I was married. You know, we dated for a few months, and then he asked me to marry him. Of course, I said yes. I was excited, you know. And, you know, it was very exciting. I was a like a kind of like a city. I'm a city girl. I like to go out, party. All my life was like buying shoe and purse, and that's all I know. And just hang out and enjoy my life with friends and stuff, you know. So I, I like to get married and stuff like that, but I never stress about it. And when he asked me to marry him, I was like, oh my God, okay, yes, let's get married. And then okay, and we got engaged, and he was like, okay, why don't we just start, processing to get pregnant? And I'm like, what, how? I'm like, oh my God. And he was like, I'm going to go. So we were back home in Ethiopia. This story isn't back home in Ethiopia, right? So he said, I'm gonna go to the US, and I have to do, he's American citizen. So he said, I'm gonna go back to the US and do whatever, and just I'm gonna get you your wedding gown and everything you need. So we're gonna have a good wedding. And I'm like, okay. And I got excited. You know how it is for us, for ladies, wedding for the first time. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it's happening. So yeah, and he came here in the US, and by then I just, okay, I agreed to get pregnant, to start the process, and just one time within just trial I got pregnant. And then yeah, he came here. Long story short, when he came here, and then we, on the phone call, we were communicating, I knew that I made a big mistake. I needed more extra hug, extra care, extra attention that moment, and I didn't get nothing. And for some reason, I don't know why, he chose to be so mean, so rude to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought, that's what he wanted. Anyhow, I mean, I'm pregnant, and he was like acting like I was just like carrying a balloon in my tummy. Basically he was treating me like as if I'm nothing. And I was kind of confused all my pregnancy. I was crying so many times. I had a neighbor, like, she used to be like, oh, when is the day that I don't see you crying? She was like, when are you gonna stop crying? She used to be very worried for me. It's just every day there's something about him. Every day you forget to turn off the light kind of situation, and all day he would nag me for that. He would just sleep by himself for some reason, like maybe I hang his shirt was not his favorite hanger. You have no idea. I'm like, if you've been to in that situation, this is the smallest thing. And for him, it was a huge thing. He would just nag me for the whole week. He would just tell me that what I eat, how I supposed to eat, how I supposed to act. I should cover head to toe. You're pregnant. You're not a hoe. Why are you showing your breast? I mean, one time I remember we went out. I was like 7 months pregnant. And we went out, and I was sitting, and there's a guy sitting next to me, and he was sitting next to me, my ex-husband, the guy I'm talking about, the abuser. And so you pee a lot, right? When you're pregnant, you pee a lot. So I wanted to use the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and came back. When I came back, he wasn't there. And I was like, oh my God. I put my glasses, I wear glasses, and I saw him in the corner somewhere, and he was just looking at me in the corner as if like I don't know. And I just sat down, and I'm like, what's wrong with him? Oh my God, not today. You guys, he came back, and he said, did you just give your number for that guy, the one who was sitting next to you? He followed you to the bathroom? There's nobody followed me in the bathroom. He came back, and he was like, whoa. And he paid the bill, and he was like, just come up. And I'm like, no, let me just go, and I can go straight to the guard, and I can just let him talk to you. Nobody followed me. It was this, oh my God, I tried to explain, and he was like, no, I don't want to talk to somebody. Nobody, just hop in that car. I get in the car. Guys, the way he was driving, I was vomiting. I'm sorry. I was throwing up. The speed, he was driving high speed, imagine, for pregnant women. I was just like, I start my prayer and I say, okay, my baby. Like, I was holding my tummy and I'm like, oh my God, we are dying today. He's killing us today. I'm sorry, guys. I thought we were dying, I thought we were dying. It's just me and my baby. And he just, he just dropped me home. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. And he dropped me home and he went back, whatever, I don't know. And I was clueless. And I was happy that, we didn't die. But I was clueless. I didn't know what was going on. And anyways. Yeah, that all passed. Fast forward, I gave birth to my son. And I remember the first day I gave birth, I cried because I said, it's not me and my baby anymore. Like, I felt like somebody's gonna take him away from me. It's just like, I don't know, I felt so weird. I felt like when he was in my tummy, like, I could have just talked to him. He was just mine. He was just always mine. But once I gave birth to him, anyways, yeah, so this is one of my reasons that I want to create a YouTube channel, because I want my son to understand me, that I'm going through pain every day because I'm not with him, and it's not my choice. It's not my choice. Anyways, going back to the story again. Yeah, so I gave birth to my son, and I'm telling you, let's just go back home, and it was just a normal, the same life. He used to be like dictating me what I had to do. I have to get up, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I was like, okay, yes, okay. I was like a robot, like, just doing everything as he said. He was like, you can't leave the baby, because I don't have any experience. I'm the youngest child from my family. So whatever he was saying, I was like, okay. And I didn't get no help from I didn't get no support from my family. I mean, my sister and everybody, my sister lives in Canada. I mean, most of my siblings are living abroad, and I don't want to stress my mother. I am a kind of person that holding whatever bothers me for myself. I don't really share it. So and he would just tell me what to do this, don't do that, you cannot leave the child, the baby, by himself. He's gonna fall. He's just a newborn. Now I'm thinking about it, like, he can't even roll. Like, he was just sitting, he was just he can't even move. He just moved his legs and his hands and legs, and that's it. But he was telling me that he's gonna fall, he's gonna be paralyzed, he's gonna die. And I was tortured. Oh my God, you have no idea. I used to carry him going to the bathroom all the time with me, because I was afraid. I was so scared that something's gonna happen to him. He would just sleep on my hand and wake up on my hand, because I was afraid. Yeah, I was so afraid. Yeah, so I don't know what makes him so happy, like to torture me. I was I'm a happy person. I was always creating happiness in the house. He was complaining about my cooking, because I didn't cook growing up. Like, I'm the youngest one, so I didn't have to cook. It's just, my sister, my mom, is just somebody help someone cook. So I didn't need to cook. And then I start cooking. I was learning everything, just trying to make it better. Just like, okay, so if he complains about my cooking, so I'm just gonna start cooking. If he complains about something, I would just fix it right away. I just, but my baby's just was very stressful. And so when I was fixing everything, for instance, I didn't know how to cook everything, and I fixed it, and I start cooking by myself, and he would find another thing to stress me out, to abuse me, to traumatize me, just in so many ways. Just the list, I don't know. It's just, it could be, nothing is coming in my head right now, but he would just find things to stress me out. It's just one thing on another, one thing on another. You leave the light on, you just, something, whatever. It could be, you forget, I don't know, could be cutting grasses or something. And sometimes I feel like, okay, let me just buy some plants, and then let me create something. And he would just telling me that how terrible I did, and I just, guys, oh my God, he's just, when you do it wrong, if you don't do it wrong, it's just, I didn't know what to do. And beside, on top of the depression after giving birth, all of that, I was very depressed. I was taking painkiller every day for months because of the headache that I had. I had so bad headache, and yeah, I couldn't take it. And finally, when I was just doing everything, whatever he complains, I remember I didn't have appetite after I gave birth. For some reason, I couldn't eat anything, so I couldn't breastfeed. My breast didn't have enough milk, so he had to buy formula. And formula isn't that cheap, but that was another chaos. And again, it was another chaos. He said that I'm a woman, I gave birth, so the milk comes automatically. So I have to breastfeed the baby, or else it's if I don't, it's not just because I don't have the milk, it's because if I don't want it, my breast to change the size or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. And he was making me feel bad, like, oh, you can't even breastfeed your own child, really? And I'm like, I just don't have it. And when you just squeeze your boobs and it really hurts and it's sore. So he buys formula, and he write down the date that I opened the formula. If I finish before 3 days, I was going out and buy formula and come back, just leaving the baby, or he would just wait for the baby. So, but I have to spend my own money. And there are days that when I was organizing stuff, that I find baby formula hiding somewhere, and he was just hide it from me. Yeah. So again, long story short, didn't work. I think at the end of the day, he was kind of like become very creative. He was just, I don't know, he's getting bigger and bigger. Finally, he started becoming like physically abusive. It was emotionally, verbally, everything. But finally, he was just kind of like, one day I remember I had my son was 8 months, I believe, somewhere like that. And I was organized. I was holding my baby on my hand, and with one of my hand, I was just organizing the drawer. And we were arguing with something again, every day, every week, same thing. And I said something, I don't remember. It's not like I cursed him or something, but it's just an argument. And he slapped me in my face. And I was confused. I was like, what just happened? My brain freezes. Like, and he left, and he came back within, like, maybe, I would say, maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever. And he said, if I tell somebody that what's going on in the house, he's gonna shoot me. And he has a gun, I know. And then I was like, okay, that's so serious. Okay. Yeah, so it was getting serious. So And every day was a toxic situation. And he start saying that, oh, you're just sitting down and eating my money, you're not even working, you know. Back home, women not working is not a big deal. Most of the time, man is the one who supports the family. So he started complaining. It's just one thing on another thing, you know. So I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna get a babysitter, so I'm gonna go out and find a job. And he got a babysitter. He thought I wouldn't do it, I don't know, but you know, I graduated in graphics design, so I went out the next day, I got a job, and within a week I start working. And my son was 9 months by then. Another chaos. Another chaos. Every day. Because I'm going out working, it's another chaos. He would call my mother, he would tell her that I don't know where she's going and coming back, blah, 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 blah. When I come back, he would just call me every name. Every name. Bitch and whore is just, it's normal. Every name. How I look, how ugly I am. I gained weight after giving birth, you know, the birth control, hormones and everything. He would just call me that I look like a cheap whore. Everything, just call it a name. Who would just talk to me anymore like I'm useless? And it's just every little thing. Everything. And one day I said, okay, you know what, I just couldn't take it, because he was feeding my son what he's not supposed to eat. My son was 9 months and he was feeding him, I don't know, maybe pasta sauce or something like that. And I called the babysitter. I was working, but I'm always anxious, like I have to call every 5 minutes, you know, because I'm scared if something happens, I don't know. So he would just scare me that if something happened, he would just sell his house and then he would go back to the US and I'll be alone and the baby would suffer. Like, guys, it was torture every day. He would create scenarios and I would just go and on, sleepless nights, and oh my goodness. Anyways, when I called the babysitter, she said she just fed him this because his father wants. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I say, okay, this is it. I can't. I have to go back home and call his brother. And I was like, I called my mom, I called my uncle, and I say, I need to speak to everybody. That's what we do back home. Whenever you have situation in your marriage, you know, you call family and you sit down and talk, try to fix it. So the first thing, so his brother came and my mom was there and my uncle was there, my mom's brother. So his brother said, I'm gonna speak first. And okay, so they let him to talk. And he said, the first thing he said is, if you're not taking her out from this house, she's going to die. He's gonna kill her. So I know who he is. He has temper, so he would definitely kill her. And my mom and my uncle was shocked. So immediately I packed my stuff and left. No plan, nothing. I just packed my son's stuff, actually. I mean, it wasn't plan anything, but it was God's plan. So I just left. And my single mom life starts. Another hustle. The divorce. Going to court. It's still going on. It's been 10 years. And I cannot even talk to my son. I'm so sorry, guys. I stopped recording because I was getting so emotional. Yeah, I said in the beginning that, you know, I'm in the healing process. I'm not even crying. But whenever I think about my son, that's the most I cry, you know. And even just listening to myself now talking just reminds me of the pain, you know, everything that what I've been through. It's just like a reminder. And I feel so sorry for myself, like how much I suffered. Anyways, yeah, so the single mom life starts, divorce starts, another chaotic story. The depression starts, anxiety, not starts, like kicked highly, I don't even know how to express it. I don't even know like words, like, because I don't even know any single mom. I've never been, that's my first time experience. I didn't know how. Yeah, so my friend came, she picked me up, and then I left. And another war. We got divorced within 2 months. I left, yeah, I left his house when my son was 9 months, and when my son was 11 months, I already rented an apartment, and he came to pick up our son for the first time. And he came with a woman. It's not a problem. I mean, people move on, that's fine. But that's another disaster, because they team up together. And yeah, it wasn't, maybe he thought his behavior, his abusive behavior wasn't enough, so he added another person. And it was chaotic. They would just call me names in front of my son. And even after my son grow and starts talking, my son stopped calling me mom, and he would just call me with my name. He would call me Azeb, and he would call her mom. And guys, you don't want to go back to court in my country. It's a man word. It's the man. It's the man. There is nothing I could do about it. I couldn't take the pain. I couldn't be married with him. I couldn't be divorced with him. There is nothing I could be. I cannot be a mother. There's a lot of scenarios. I cannot tell you. There isn't 1 week I passed without drama. He would cause drama in the school. I remember one time the school director got fired from his job because he said he went to school, my son's father went to school and claimed that the manager has a relationship with me. I mean, I never even seen the manager, the guy, like in any type of way. And again, he wasn't even married with me. Why he would even care? And everything he was doing was as if we were married. And I'm like, I am not married with you. I have a right to do the things I wanted. I was tortured. Married with him, not married with him, divorced with him. I was tortured. So finally, I decided to come here. And it was a punishment for him. I never spoke to my son again. Yeah. So I'll tell you the story next time. I'm getting emotional again, guys. I'm so sorry. I just cannot make a sentence about my son without crying. I miss my son so much. I miss my baby so much. It's just, I can't. Yeah, I'm just gonna, my baby's my word, it's just my first experience, and I feel like I just let my son down, and I just want to apologize to him one day. It was too much pain for me. The divorce was painful, the court was painful. I didn't have nobody next to me. Everything was, I didn't have no support. I still don't have no support. And then I had to give up my son. I just choose to go away from the pain. It was so painful for me. It was so painful. And no, I can't talk to even my son because he's punishing me. Because I came here, I moved here, I got married again. My family could not talk to him. Nobody. Yeah, nobody talked to him. And my son was going through stuff. I now went back home in 2017 because I couldn't take it. It was so much for me. I missed my son. When I went back home to see him, again, another court process. He didn't let me to see, so I had to go to court. Guys, I'm gonna come back another time
and just maybe just pick a topic and just stay in my topic, you know. So today is just for like, I just want to break the ice, you know, just want to talk about it and feel normal, because it's just, I feel like I've never, only few people know about the situation, you know. And I'm not like that. I'm not the type of person who cry in front of people, you know. I'm just holding my pain all the time, but it's too much, you know. And I'm in healing process, so I just let myself be now. I stopped putting too much pressure on myself, you know. I stopped thinking that I made a bad decision, you know. It's okay, I did what I had to do, and one day maybe my son would realize, and you know, he would forgive me. It was just so much pain, I couldn't take it. The physical, mental, emotional, every abuse. Still now, I cannot even see my son. I cannot even talk to my son. I cannot even go back to my country. It's just making things complicated. So I accepted it now. I just accepted it and I gave it to God. I stopped worrying. I was doing everything. I was researching to get another lawyer. I hired another lawyer. I've tried everything what I could in my power, but nothing was working. It's just, he's a monster. It's like banging your head to a wall. It's just, I can't do it anymore. So, you know, I just gave up. I was going through a lot of health issues because of this depression. I didn't eat for a really long time. I had I think kind of like eating disorder. Everything I eat was like coming out. It took me somewhere like 3 years to feel better, now to eat normal. Yeah, it's just so much pain I had to go through, and I'm still going through, but you know, I accept it. I embrace it. This is me. I'm not perfect. It's not about me. It's not because I'm a bad person. That's his choice. He's an abuser person, and that's his choice. And guys, just be kind to yourself. Have compassion to yourself. Talk to yourself nicely. I was very hard on myself. I get up and I just, everything what I heard from him, it feels true. And then I would just tell myself like, look at you ugly, or like, you know, whatever. I promise I'm not gonna do that anymore. Love yourself, you know. Be compassionate to yourself. Yeah, be kind to yourself. And if you make a mistake before, it's fine. You know, we make mistakes, but God is giving us another chance. That's why we're waking up in the morning, we're still breathing, and we can make it correct, you know. I didn't want to have another child until now because I'm still afraid, you know. I'm still afraid that what's going to happen. That I still have fear, you know. Yeah, but guys, okay. Thank you so much for watching, alright? And yes, I'm all over the place. I had to stop the video, but this is the truth. This is the naked me, you know. I'm just coming here telling you how it was and how it is, and one day my son will watch this and will understand, because there's no way. I've never told him before I moved here. I've never said anything bad about him. I never said anything. When I moved here, my son was 5 years old, and I went back home again and came back, and my son was 7 years old. Now my son is going to be 10 years old in January. I never said a thing about his father. I never said what had happened. I never said anything. So he doesn't know anything. Everything he knows is from his father. So I don't know what he thinks about me. I never want to tell him, because I don't want him to be confused, because I care for my baby, you know. I don't want him to stress about our situation, You know, whatever his father was saying, he would come back and he would tell me, Daddy, you were this, Daddy said you were this, and I'm like, okay. I would tell him, boo boo, you know, you're a child, you're not supposed to say this. It's fine, that's your father, but you know, we're not supposed to say this. Do you hear me saying that? He was like, no, so don't say that. Okay. So I'd never told him that your father did this, your father did that. So my son has no idea about what's going on here. And I feel like he's too young to understand that. So I really don't want him to stress about my situation. But I'm just praying every day, God, to give me, you know, long life. And one day I would just sit and tell my son what happened. There was in a darkness for some times. I was shy to express myself. You know, I was shy to wear clothes. I wasn't shy before. I was a rebellious girl growing up. I was a tough kid. I was doing whatever I wanted. But, you know, now I want to go back to myself. You know, I want to be myself again. And I know I can. And I know I can. And I'm trying every day. Okay, so now everybody's gonna watch this and it's gonna be shocking, yeah, because I don't really do that. I close my door and cry. that's the person I am. I don't really cry in front of people. I don't tell nobody. I smile and I say I'm fine, you know. Everybody asks about my son. I'm like, oh, he's fine, as if like I'm not worried. Yeah, but yeah, there's pain behind every smile, you know. Everything I do, there is pain. That's why we need to be very kind to other people, you know, because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what they go through. So I think I'm just gonna stop here. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, now I feel better. You know, it feels better. My therapist told me that. I know she said it's gonna be, you know, it feels tough when you talk about it. It's like double pain again, but after a while, you know, it is. Now I feel like light in my body. You know, this is all in the past, but the memory, the pain, it's just is so hard. Doesn't leave your body. But doing my homework, I meditate, I exercise, and I pray a lot. And I'm just letting it go. I'm letting it go, and I'm accepting that I am not a perfect mother. You know, I try everything I could, and the rest is not up to me. It's up to God. It is what it is. I just want to leave now. I just want to breathe and leave and pray one day my son will come to me and we will talk about this, you know. So in my next video I'll tell you more in detail. Now I feel better, so you guys can ask me any question. I would just, you know, I would love to share, because I've been shutting my mouth for, you know, 10 years now, and the pain was boiling inside. So now I'm ready to just to breathe, to get it out, to let go, move on. You know, when you hold something, you're holding the pain. So I just want to let it go. Just leave it behind and just move on, guys. Okay? Thanks for watching again. Be the best for yourself. Be kind, you know. Love yourself. Doesn't matter you're weak, strong, beautiful, not beautiful. There's no such thing, not beautiful. But regardless, love yourself, embrace yourself, you know. Just be grateful that you're living today. I know that a lot of people are going through pain, so just be kind to yourself and others. Alright? I wish you love and peace wherever you go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.